So in part one of this tutorial, we set up a very basic sketch that made the orange LED on the Arduino blink. Just like that. Magic. But now it's time to add some components to the breadboard and see what else we can do. So for now, let's hide the code editor by clicking on the code editor button on the top menu bar. Use the mouse scroll wheel to zoom out so we can see our breadboard and the Arduino, and click on components. So what I'd like to do is to drag over an LED. So let's drag and drop an LED onto our breadboard, and then I'm going to zoom in with the scroll wheel and wire it up. So the first wire I'm going to connect is from the GND pin. GND stands for ground. And I'm going to stick to the standard of moving this wire and connecting the negative side of my breadboard, there's the negative symbol, and connect this rail to ground. Now, and also to keep this clear and to maintain a standard, I'm going to change the color of my wire from green to black for ground. All right, then I'm going to pull another wire, also from ground, over to the negative side of my LED, and I'll change that to black as well. So go ahead and do that if you haven't had a chance. All right, so now I want to connect pin 13 to my LED, because pin 13 in our program is the pin that we're controlling through the Arduino and making that light blink on and off. So I need to send that signal from the Arduino over to the positive side of our LED, and I'm going to change this to red. It's carrying the positive current. All right. So now I'm going to click on Start Simulation, and I get a nice bright LED, and if I hover over this, the pop-up message is very brief, but essentially what it's saying is there's so much current coming over to this LED that it may shorten the lifespan of the LED, which is a nice way of saying it may explode. So let's do something about this. I'm going to click on Stop Simulation, and what I'm going to add to our circuit is something called a resistor. And I need to make some room for that. So I'm going to drag my LED up to the other side of the breadboard, place it there, and then I'm going to click on my black wire for the ground, and I'll connect that. But then on the positive side, coming out of pin 13, I need to add something called a resistor. So let's click on the Components button up on the top menu bar and find our resistor. And click and drag that, and we'll connect it just like so. And now let's click on Start Simulation again and see what happens. Okay, so we don't have a little warning message anymore. The light is blinking, but it's pretty faint. Click on Stop Simulation. Now, if you notice, there are some bands or stripes on the resistor. We've got a brown, black, and a red. That pattern of stripes, brown, black, red, means that we have a 1 kiloohm resistor in place. I would like to change this resistor to a 220 ohm. So join me by typing in the number 220 and changing this drop down from kiloohm, it has a K and the Greek symbol for omega or ohm. I want to change it to just plain old ohm. Now click on Start Simulation again. Now we've got a brighter LED. It's still blinking. There's no warning signal. What this means is that the resistor is doing its job. A resistor precisely regulates or restricts the flow of current to a connected device. It can provide protection. It can also control perhaps how bright or how loud that particular component is. So with this resistor in place, we're now controlling and regulating the amount of electricity that reaches the component, our LED. So try it for yourself, friends. So we've now connected this to pin 13, and the program that is, sends output over through pin 13, through the resistor, to the LED that says, hey, I want you to blink. Second on, a second off. All right. Now, I know this because in the very first line of our program, we typed in int red equals 13. This is where we assigned a variable to whatever is in pin 13, and we called it red. That's purely for our convenience as humans because it makes more sense. Does the Arduino care that we named it red and that happens to be the color of the LED? Nope, nope, nope. Check it out. So if I go in here and I change this from the color red, which does make sense, and I'm going to call it dog, and I'm going to change in line 5, pin mode dog is an output, and I'm going to go down here and change that red in line 10 to dog, and I'm going to change line 12, that variable red is now dog. I'm going to upload and run my code again. It still lights. The bottom line here, folks, is that the variables are created for our convenience and understanding. I do recommend at this stage that you name your variables in ways that make sense to you. So as we work through this project and as you add other colors of LEDs to your breadboard, name them the color that matches the LED. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Any questions, please put them in the comments below, and have a great day.